All right, this is going to be part two to Isaiah 66. And so again, I forgot where I was at, or it cut off and I don't know where we were. But so yeah, this whole thing about this contrite heart who trembles at my word. And I'm just saying that, like, we have to think, I'm thinking about this on a larger scale, that when it comes to the divine feminine energy coming in, and it's natural, and we see by ways of nature, even just women becoming more natural, nature, you know what I'm saying, and the assistance of nature and us going back into that place. And again, it may also have things to do with tapping into different things that we have given up over time, because of the worldly views on them, which now we understand that the reason why some of these things, including this text, tries to refrain or keep us from that, because there is strength there. Okay, there is power there. There's a road to heaven there. Okay, and so when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing how the world is reacting to that growth that they thought they could block by these small verses and these depictions of women in the text that had been contaminated or vilified these women. Okay, when again, Source has given us a sight to see, some of us, to see how some of these things happen and say, hey, wait a minute, that's not how it really happened. Let me tell you this way. Okay, and that's by even talking about the matriarchal women that were in prominent roles here in the Americas, antediluvian, which means, again, you can do etymology on that term, but it is talking about prior to conquering or reign on the earth, because when we're looking at our concordance, the term earth also refers to people. Okay. And again, right now, when we're talking about this twin flame and this divine feminine and masculine, I feel like it's about the mounting up or the siring of male energy, or divine male energy linking up with feminine energy in order to create a sort of power that, again, we're at the last straw where this is something that must be done right now, or we might as well forget about any real future the way we knew it, even though things I feel are going to change regardless. But again, it's something about that tie, or that connection, that sources, I feel, through this word setting up the so-called new heaven and new earth. Okay. And so again, this makes a lot of people that have been not feeling uncomfortable, and not to blame these particular people, is more about the construct as a whole, right? So not to blame these people, but again, like we were just talking about, the fathers, to set the record straight for these children, and it's going to be because of, again, the works of so again, the works of our fathers led us to some of these things, and then the work of these fathers led them to certain things. So again, there's going to be a reversal in roles when it comes to class and status and things like this. Okay. So it's saying, yeah, but we can see the world trembling, but then that's a problem when it comes to divine feminine, because what they're going to try to do, again, now that we're staying up, we're saying no, we're saying there's problem, we're seeing these things, right? We're telling her story now, okay? Is making certain people uncomfortable. And again, if you pay attention, you will see that. And that's not to say anything other than we have to point out these things so we don't repeat these things in his story. And again, we're not even making this up. This is the way that it's seeming in these terms once you really break them down and know what we're talking about. Because again, lack of knowledge is why everyone in the world is perishing. So again, what you don't know does hurt you. It does. So yeah. But it says those who choose their own ways, right? So again, the creator or aspect or a part of it is trying to do something. But again, there are those who choose their own ways. And I guess it depends on what level you're looking at this. In my mind, I'm seeing a vision here that I feel like, is kind of reserved for another time. But again, people might look at someone like me that's doing this differently and might be saying that. But again, that's to each his own. Some people are going to have eyes to see and ears to hear. Okay. Because then those of us that are prophesying and having dreams and seeing visions in these days, this is the living way that things are going to be cured on this plane. Okay. So again, by connecting to self, working on self, connecting to that higher self, and then also connecting to source. It says, "But those who choose their own ways, delight in their sins, are cursed. God will not accept their offerings." Okay. When such men sacrifice, so not this is being specific as men, but again, etymology, an ox on the altar of God. They sacrifice an ox on the altar of God. So I'm saying, sacrifice an ox on the altar of God. I'm telling you, this has something to do with deep something. I'm seeing like a war on the wombs, battle of the sexes. I don't know. I'm seeing something like this. But let's go ahead and look up this term ox really quick. Commonly meaning the castrated males used to pull loads for food. Pull loads for food. See, and again, when we're talking food in this scripture, sometimes it's talking about like nourishment or consuming. Pull loads. I see something real deep here. A male animal, a stag, to sprinkle, moist. An adult castrated bull of genus Bos, especially Bos taurus, any of various wild bovines or bovines, especially in the genera Bos or closely Bibos. Misapplication to European bison. Okay, so again, that's what we see. That's what we see. And it's saying something here about when such men sacrifice an ox on the altar of God, it is no more acceptable to him than human sacrifice. So he's saying he don't agree with, like, it's no more acceptable to him than human sacrifice. So again, it's funny how we used the term human here, but we use man up here. Yeah, human sacrifice. If they sacrifice a lamb or bring an offering of grain, it is as loathsome to God as putting a dog or the blood of a swine on his altar. Wow. When they burn incense to him, he counts it the same as though they blessed an idol. You know what? Let's look at incense. I just want to do because it just gives us a better as we're going. Wait, where were we? Okay. When they burn incense to him. Okay. And again, I'm wondering what God this is. And see, that's the thing. There are plural, dual gods. Even God says other gods. So again, we have to just make reference. These are just general. The reason why this channel is just like this and it kind of sound repetitive because it's just general references. Just like Lord also means a woman. So again, we could be talking about a Lord or a Lordess, but someone wanted to make us think that we can only be talking about lords as a male figure. And so again, it's time to set the record straight in this sense that some of these disciples, again, they picture it as though it's just like Mary or whatever, but then they also look at her in a different sense too. You just have to wonder what we're talking about. And again, the world is going to use their power to try to condemn and vilify those who are speaking these things, but they are closer to the truth and they make so much more sense. And it's not just us saying it, the terms are giving the answers to you there. It's just they taught us wrong in the education system as to how to even define definitions. I mean, so it's just, that's just the way it is. Generation after generation. It's time to break it. And again, that's why there's, I'm telling you, sources here in unexpected places. Okay, this is coming to me last night. The past couple nights I've been up, and Source is dealing with different vessels on this plane. That's why I'm not discriminating against nobody because of what class or what status or whatever you are in. It's about the works, and it's about seeing deeper into the soul. And so some of those gifts are activated or reactivated in us, divine feminine, or us masculine too, right? Again, so let's not try to make it seem like it just had to work harder, just like we had to work harder at proving the story of the Americas, okay? Because someone decided to remove it. It's not to say that for me, that is the only people that belong. You see what I'm saying? That's up to Source to figure out, that's up to Source what is going to happen when it comes to relocation or whatever is going to be happening to people. It is up to me to seek those are like-minded or to be looking to connecting with soul siblings, no matter if we are coming in personal contact. And for me, sometimes it's better that we don't, congregate. Again, check the word out. All that often or in certain ways or even intermixed. I mean, the Bible, okay, certain aspects is going to have you feel like those who, like we just read a minute ago, those who sit alone or sit aside or whatever. But then again, there's some that's set apart. See? And then again, there's times when Source says you got to walk away or try to cleanse yourself or walk away from things that may defile or things that may be. So again, in some parts it's saying, that these people are bad. Like it seemed like in the last chapter, it was trying to disregard those people. But then in other chapters, Source is saying, no, I cut you off. I took you and separated you for a reason. You see? And so, again, we have to just be very careful. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. When it comes to education, for me, mine is out right now. But again, even if they had to go back or yours had to go back or yours is there, I just try to clarify and redefine other things when they were in there, when they get home. And some people need to go to church, I just redefine what I would just redefine whatever it is with the word. So again, it says when such men sacrifice, okay, whatever. If they sacrifice a lamb, okay, we did that part already. So again, incense, that's what I wanted to look at. Literally that which burns, okay, set on fire. And this just made me think about, I was supposed to do a video like a weeks ago, I feel like, on fires. Because there was something that what we'll do. Oh man, I need to just start like a catalog list or something of what I needed to go into that I forgot. But I was linking up some of these fires with something that was going on in the text, and it was just like mind-blowing. Maybe I even did the video and I forgot about it. I'm not sure. But anyways, burnt, set on fire. Okay. And again, incense, it says to arouse. Wow. Inspire, set on fire. I don't know why this whole something about like fire signs just came in mind. But there's a passionate way, and then there is something else that can ignite something that is like a combustion, I feel. Why did that just do that? See?